So one way to understand what the men's group and everything we're doing together as men is all about is it's really discovering what we could call a new men's liberation. And of course, these days, when we think of women's liberation, that's a term that, we're quite familiar with, and it's usually associated with women liberating themselves more socially, politically, having equal rights and all of that. But also in spiritual circles, there's a lot more going on between women. There's a lot more gatherings between women that are happening in a spiritual context than you generally find between men. And so I think a lot of men, but also a lot of women who are awake, and concerned about the evolution of humanity, recognize that what we do culturally, you could say, we do really need a men's liberation. It's not just, that we live in a patriarchal culture and now women are kind of on an equal footing, and having equal rights and equal levels of respect and all of that. It's actually men are suffering under this patriarchal society, everything that's been passed down, as much as women are in many ways. And this isn't of course usually recognized and spoken about, because there's lots of more obvious ways that that women are suffering and appear to be suffering under patriarchy. But of the reason a lot of this doesn't get talked about or expressed or explored in cultural dialogue is because men don't talk. We keep it to ourselves. But once men come together and start to expose themselves and explore their struggles and all of this, then it soon becomes clear that men do need to discover a deeper reason for being and liberate themselves from a lot of structures that are not serving us any longer. So in all my years of being in men's groups and just experiencing for myself what it's done for me as a man, how it's completely shifted my relationship to actually being in a male body, and also what I've experienced in terms of what's possible between men, I've become very, very passionate about about this potential for what we could call a new men's liberation. I think if Westerners especially are going to truly embrace spiritual truth, and if that spiritual truth is going to have an impact in the world, this is one of the ways in which there could be an impact that's very much needed. And as I said, I think women are crying out for it, because women, of course they want us as men to be more sensitive, to be more open, to listen to them, to respect them. But they also want men who are strong, who are on purpose, who are deeply committed to something that transcends their own fears and desires.